Gotta have my tea in the morning. Hey, Todd here. So another package showed up at the studio today, and inside was the Comica Vimo Q wireless kit. And full disclosure, they're not paying me for this. They're not sponsoring this video. So you'll get my honest opinion whether they're good or bad. The one interesting thing about this mic kit is it's 4 channels, so you get 4 mics, 1 receiver, which I think is pretty dang cool. So I'm really interested to give that a try, see how that works. But I think it's really interesting that you could mic up 4 people, have 1 receiver, and you don't need a Zoom 6 or something to mic all these things up. So yeah, let's check this out. Now I got all 4 mics hooked up. Let's see how it sounds. Yeah, I've got the noise cancellation clicked on for these to help get rid of some of the echo in the studio, and my neighbors have their industrial heater on next door, which makes kind of a humming noise in the studio. And it's also nice that you have volume control on each individual mic. And the nice thing is the readouts on the receiver for battery level, on the mics, all mics, and on the receiver itself is all on that display, which is great to be able to see what your levels are on everything for the mic level, battery level, all of that stuff. All right, after testing with the 4 mics on, I did find something out. I started out with the receiver in quad mode, thinking quad, I got 4 speeds, 4 mics, I'm gonna go quad. That didn't work. Only one of the mics was really reading anything or sounding right, and the others were just so echoey and not right. So I thought, okay, we'll go to stereo, give them all their own channel or whatever, thinking that would work. That didn't work either. Then switched to mono, and then all 4 mics were giving me good sound back to the receiver and to the camera. Having the 4 individual mics, all 4 mics on, and all set to the same. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if the mic levels are the same. The battery level and the mic level on. So if you're going to use all 4 at once, I would put it in mono mode. At least that's the way it worked for me. And I'm not going to do any further testing on that. Plugging it in and buying different cords to plug it into something to go 4 out of the receiver to make the quad mode work. I'm not doing that. I'm not spending the money for that, and I don't need it right now, so I'm not going to deal with that. So now I want to take it outside and work on some distance, see if we get with this thing in the distance. And now the heater's turned off next door, so I want to hear the difference in sound without that going next door. And I'm still on the noise cancellation mode, so we'll see how that all sounds now as well. Then we're going outside. So I'm outside, brisk sunny day, beautiful out really, and I'm at the same block I was for the other mic test because I know this block is 265 feet. I've got the noise canceling on, and we're going to head down to the end of the block and see if it still picks it up. It says it'll go 200 meters, which is like 657 feet, but we're going to try 256 first. So I'm halfway down the block now, right here. And hopefully you can still hear me. Okay, so back. Hopefully sound was working on that. Now we're going to go and test it and go a little bit further and see what that sounds like. So now I've got the noise canceling turned off. See what that sounds like. Have a few cars going by. Here comes another car. See what that sounds. Get a little bit of road noise going on. Now let's head out and go for a little bit further distance. I don't know about if I'm going to know 600 feet or not, but we'll go for a long distance. So at the next location now, I'm going to go a little bit further away. You can hear some road noise off in the distance here. It's kind of loud. and I've got the noise cancellation turned off. So now I'm going to head down and go pretty far away. Oh, cool. I don't even know if you can see me anymore. I'm quite a bit further away. Now I'm way down here. It's pretty small. I don't know if you can see me. 400 feet away. If I would ever from the camera, maybe if I'm using a long telephoto, would be good for a walk and talk situation. But this is quite a ways away from the camera at this point. Still, noise cancellation is not on. All right, so that was a good test. I'm going to turn the noise cancellation back on. So I've got the noise cancellation back on. One bummer thing that I found is that the kit doesn't come with a connection cord to go from your 3.5 to a USB-C, which goes into my Osmo Pocket 3 is what I'm using right now. But luckily I've got all kinds of cords for that kind of stuff. So it isn't a problem for me because I had the cord, but it'd be nice if they gave you a cord that went into USB-C from the 3.5 plug jack. Figure while I'm out here at the park, I don't really want to go back to the studio just yet because it's so nice out. But I do a quick test with the mic set to stereo, or the receivers in stereo, and the mic still with the noise cancellation on now, just to get a test of what that sounds like also. So back in the studio, I'm really using the black background that I had set up for my Nike shoot. I just haven't taken it down yet, so I'm still utilizing the black background here in the studio. But wow, I mean, the range on these mics is truly impressive. And just being way out there, I only lost the signal when I turned my back to the camera when I was out past, I don't know, 300 feet or more. But the minute I turned back around, it was connected right back up again, which is awesome. So the range, truly incredible, and it didn't lose any sound quality out there. So that's really, really a nice thing. And it's a 24-bit recording is what it says, so that's really nice. I did do when I connected to my Osmo Pocket 3, I did have the mic up a little too loud, so it did kind of break up a little bit, which again, I could probably fix back in post, but I did notice that I had the mic volume up a little too high on that, and it didn't sound that great. So recovery of that would be okay, I think, in post to fix that. So up to 16 hours of runtime on these, which will get you through a really long day of shooting. And I'm not going to keep them on for 16 hours and see what that looks like. So I'm going to take their word for it on that. And you get a nice charging case with everything in here. I am recording on these right now, so you can't really see that they would be in there. But the case shows you a nice little charger buttons on the sides where your case power is. And of course you get the little fuzzy noise guys, windshields out there, which are nice. The one thing I did notice about these is that they don't really lock in. You've got a little knob right here that goes into where your lapel mic would hook in, and it just presses in there like that, and so they're on. And I did know that if you kind of bump them a little bit, they pop right off. So it's not like a bayonet mount like a lot of other wind screen fuzzy guys go on. So it could bump off easily. That's not a huge deal, but I did notice that. And the fact that you get the 3.5 jack plug right here, and it doesn't come with the USB. Like I said, that would hook up to your Osmo Pocket 3 or your GoPro or anything like that. So you'd have to buy that. Not a huge expense to get that cable, but it would be nice if they did include that in the package, in the kit that you get. And it is really nice that you can use the little lapel mic, which I'm using right now, plugged right into this. That way you can hide this thing and not have this big guy sticking on you. So we're testing that right now too, which I'm sure is going to sound pretty good as well. And you're supposed to be able to stick some headphones into here and monitor the sound, which I need to check, and we'll do that. We'll do that next. So now I've got my headphones plugged into the receiver here. We'll see what we get sound-wise. Testing 1, 2, 3. So I can hear it. I've got my volume on the mic set pretty low because I can see on shooting to the C70 right now. I can see on my monitor that it's pretty good level, and I think I'd have to turn this up quite a bit to be able to hear it better. But I can't hear it, so I know that it's connected, which is nice. So that's a good feature as well. Get these guys off. So I have to say I'm really impressed with these mics. Really good value for the money, and to get 4 mics and 1 receiver to all connect, and the other ways to do you could use in your podcast, connecting them to run each individual one is really nice, and the distance you can go on these things is amazing. I'm truly impressed with that. The sound quality is good. Again, I haven't adjusted the sound on these in any way. Having all the readouts on the receiver here is great. The noise canceling, I think, works really well also. Yeah, it's a good kit, good case, charger, everything. Yeah, I'd give it 2 thumbs up. And if you want to get one of these sets, I will put a link in the description below. And $211, I think, is a really good price for this. And yeah, that's about it. Leave any questions, comments below. Like, subscribe. I'm trying to build this channel up if I can. And I always appreciate you watching and your comments. And until next time, I'm out.